ओके स्टार्ट आगे ಬೇಕು ಆಯ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಆಫ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಂತ ಓಕೆ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ hey guys, am I audible to you guys? Just let me know if I'm audible or not. Am I audible to you guys properly? Hello? Can you guys confirm that? Sound correct ಬರ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? Hey guys, am I audible to you guys properly? Can you just drop a message on the chat? Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. So let's just wait for a few more minutes and then we'll just get started. Okay. All right, this should be it. Great. Okay, I was just setting up this new software, so I'm not really pretty sure about this one, so I'm just having some trouble setting it up. So just give me a few minutes. This should work. All right. So let's just wait for another 4 minutes. We'll just get started at 5:10. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me just drop a few messages here so that it won't be a problem for you guys as well. Um, hmm. We have experienced this issue a couple of times before. People access the stream in mobile devices and then they complain that the stream is not stream is stuck or it's not working properly. So just close the YouTube, reopen it and come back again. It should work. We're not sure whether the issue is with our system or with the YouTube stream. We're not sure about that, but this happens every single time. I've changed the software this time. Hopefully that solves it, or else just close the YouTube and come back again. That should solve the problem. Okay, cool. Let's just wait for another 2 minutes, then we'll just get started. Okay. Meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, if you guys want to talk, you can just drop a message. It would be great. I'll just Just put my phone on silent. This is just a lot of noise. Sorry for that. Okay. Okay. Cool. I'll just have this chat opened up on my another screen so that I can just see all the chats on real time. Although if I miss, don't worry, I have few of my friends online so they can help you out with that. Okay, great. Alright, so another 1 minute guys, we'll just get started. Okay. Meanwhile, just please share the link with your friends and anybody who's interested. It would be really great to have them on board. Okay. All right, let's get started then. So I think it's pretty, okay, it's 5:10 almost, so let's get started. So today what we'll be doing is we'll be going through what exactly is web development and internet. So basically you guys need internet to, to become a web developer, right? To build web applications, to know what exactly is web, then we need to learn a bit about internet. And then we'll just go over what's HTML, a little bit basic HTML because we just have around 50 minutes more, right? It was from 5 to 6, so we just have around 6 to 50 minutes more. So let's touch the HTML part, a basics one. Okay, same goes to CSS. We'll just go to the basic CSS. We'll just learn about CSS and everything, just a little bit, and then we'll just see what are the best practice, how we can move forward from this, what to do next, and everything. Okay, right. So what exactly is internet? So what exactly is internet? So first thing that we need to know. So internet is a network, right? Basically it's a network, nothing complex, just a network circulating throughout the world. So if you want to know like who controls the internet and everything, there is no one organization, one person that controls the internet. It's pretty like many organizations. There are many people involved behind that. But yeah, so you can just think internet is an international network that travels throughout the world, connecting people from every corner of the world. Okay, next thing is web development. So what exactly is web development? So how can you be a good web developer? Of course, so when I say web developer, it's not been this guy. So we cannot be a web developer as this guy is, right? I mean, we can just be a one level down, but not exactly like this guy. So what exactly mean by web development? So what do we do in web development? So web. So first thing we hear is web and then development. Let me just get a text here instead of this scribbling. So we hear web and then there is one more word that is developer. Developer, development, same thing. Okay, so we have two words here. So what exactly does this mean? So web here means building, like web means internet. So web, we know web, right? Spider web. So spider web is spread out throughout the places, right? So we can see, spider web connects to many dots, right? Spider web, there's no single starting point for spider web. So it connects to some different points and then internally it has so many networks, right? So many complicated networks inside it. So it's like, it goes like this and comes on top of that and something like that. So we can relate that to internet. So basically web is nothing but internet. Okay, and what is a developer? So developer is someone who builds something, develops something. It can be anything. For now I'm just talking about developer, not web developer in particular, just a developer. So a developer is someone who develops. It might be anything. Okay, so when we join the term web developer, a person, right, a person who builds for the web is known as web developer. Okay, it can be a simple HTML site, it can be a complex web application, it can be a security system, okay, it can be a blog, anything is a web developer. Anybody who builds for the web is a web developer. Okay, so now why exactly do we need a web development or a web developer or a web application? Why do we need that? So just think about this. Okay, just think about this. We have mobile phones, right? Everybody have mobile phones. So we build applications for mobile phones, right? Mobile apps, iPhone apps, Android apps and everything. That's cool. I mean, right. So you can access that from mobile. What about people who use PC? systems. I mean, you cannot build desktop application for every single thing, right? What if I want to deploy my own portfolio site? What if someone wants to come pawankumar.com and just view my biography over there? I can build a whole desktop application and ask people to install this on their desktop and then view it, right? So there should be a simple way where they can actually get the data without having to install anything, without having to configure anything, without having to know how to install or how to use the software, right? Just simple way, right? Now if I go to Google, I'll just say google.com. See, I was able to access google.com without knowing anything. I didn't install any Google software. Of course I have Chrome, but I'm just not talking about that. I'm just talking about this web page, this Google web page. Right now I have the search field and everything, right? I'm talking about that. I was able to, okay, I think the best example would be Facebook, maybe. Let's go to Facebook. Okay, so now I was able to access Facebook's portal here, a login portal of Facebook. So if I log in, I'll be able to access my dashboard, my home page and everything. But the thing is, I didn't install any software here, right? I didn't install any of Facebook software. I didn't configure any of Facebook software. So with just one line, with just facebook.com, I was able to visit their whole application. So this is why we need web development. Okay, so to enable people to access your application, to access something without having to install anything, without having to configure anything. So it's just simple. Just click view button, type something, click a button, that's it. You access everything. That's the reason we need web development. Okay. So we covered what is web developer, we covered what is web development, why do we need web development and everything. So how exactly do you build a web a web application or application for a web or something to the web? How do you build something to the web? So in tech we have this thing, right? So if you want to build anything, there is something that will help you to do it. So for example, let's say you want to build an operating system. So you can do it with many languages, right? You can, if you want to be a superhero or rockstar developer, you can go with assembly. So you can start building with an assembly, or you can build it with C, you can build it with C++, right? So just take a common thing here. Okay, just extracting a common thing here. We have programming languages here, right? So to build something as a developer, to develop something, we have a helpers called programming languages. So what are these programming languages? So these programming languages are plain English thing that is helpful for us. But internally, it will get compiled to binary, ones and zeros that computer understands. So even for web development, we have few things, that is HTML. We have HTML. Again, I hear people fighting about HTML is not a programming language, it's not blah 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 and everything. That's true. Actually, it's not a programming language, but it is a language. Okay, I'm not saying it's a programming language, but I'd say it's a language. Okay, I mean, of course, it's a markup language, so it is a language. So HTML here will help you to build applications on web. Okay, so if you want to build applications for web, HTML is the first thing that you want to know to build applications on web. So what exactly is this HTML thing? Okay, what exactly is HTML here? So let's demystify that. So HTML stands for hyper text. Okay. Markup. Oh, sorry. Language. Okay. Okay. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. So what exactly is this? I mean, right now we had this simple name, right? We just had a simple name, HTML. What's so great? But now we got 4 different words here. Like, I mean, what is this thing? We want to learn about this, right? So it's very important for you guys to understand what is the meaning of every single word here, okay, while learning HTML. HTML is really simple, and then people just think like HTML, this simple thing, you can learn it one day. Of course you can learn it in one day, but without knowing what exactly is this word stands for, you cannot understand what exactly is HTML as well. Okay, so let's learn about HTML. So what exactly is hyper stands for? Okay, H in HTML stands for hyper, and T stands for text. So the thing, what hyper and text, actually hyper and text are interlinked. So I'll tell you what is the link between them. Let's just go to a page here. Okay, so here I'm in the Facebook page, right? So let me zoom in a little bit, and you can see there are some text here, right? There are some text. Again, remember. Oh, I closed it. Okay, great. So remember text here, text. So we have some text here, right? But you can see if I hover on those things, you can see in the right side bottom. Okay, my camera is covered on that. Okay, cool. You can see this. I can actually go to some link here. So if I click on this one, I was redirected to another HTML page. So basically to another web page, right? So this thing what led to redirection. So this thing when I clicked, I was redirected, right? This is called hyperlink. Okay, so this is called hyperlink, which links two HTML page together with a text. So that's why it is known as hypertext. Okay, hyperlinks are linked between using a text. Okay, that's why it's known as hypertext. And what exactly is a markup language? Okay, so basically one thing you can look into this is everything here is an image and text, right? Text here, image in the background, again text here, colors, image in the background. Even with colors we have shapes, inside that we have a text. So all the web pages are made up of text, text, text and some colors. So colors styling part is come to CSS, we'll keep it aside for now. All these web pages, you can go to any web page, you can go to YouTube, you can go to anything. All you can see is text, images, videos, audios, something like that. Everything is common, right? So basically markup lets you add these text in web page. So what exactly do I mean by that? You can actually see here, if I zoom in, this go here, the text go is actually kind of bold, isn't it? But this thing at the bottom, like a built-in battery and everything, it's not bold, right? And you can see here, this text is kind of small compared to this one, right? And then you can see here, this has strike mark compared to this one. So even though they're all text, right? They're all text, but we can see different format of those texts, don't we? A small text, a big text, a strike down text, a bold text, a light text and everything. So to enable us to add all these type of text, right? To format these texts, we use markup. That's the reason we use markup language. Okay, markup is essentially a language. Not exactly like a markup language doesn't let you do all this logic like arrays, objects, for loop and everything, but it lets you modify a text or an image or a document according to your will. Okay, that's what the whole full form or the whole meaning of HTML here, hypertext markup language. Okay, this is the whole meaning of hypertext markup language or HTML. And answering one of the most debated topic here, that HTML is not a programming language, guys, just think about one thing. If you think of a programming language, you can do many things with that, right? Let's take an example of Java or C++ or JavaScript or anything. You have an array, you can loop, you have variables to store something, you have constants to store something, right? And then you have classes, right? You have access to memory, you have access to process, you can create a process, you can delete a process, you can create threads and everything, right? Can you do that with HTML? No, of course not. So it's not a programming language. Okay, but can you make a text bold with C++ or some other language? Of course not, right? That's why this is a markup language and that's a programming language. They're not the same, but they are language. I'll give you that, they are language, but not the same. Okay. All right. So we done with HTML. We learned what is HTML and everything. So there's one more thing, that is CSS. Then we'll jump into code. Okay. Cool. So you guys learned what exactly is web development. What does web developer do? And why do you need a web developer or a web service, actually a web applications, right? And you did learn to build a web application, we need HTML, and then what exactly is HTML and everything. That's cool. So there's one more thing that you want to know, that is CSS. This font is smaller right now. Cool. The next thing is CSS. So we need to understand what exactly is CSS here. So CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. Okay, Cascading Style Sheet. So let's just look at the meaning of cascading here. Okay, so what exactly is that mean? Cascading. So it says pour down rapidly in large quantities and everything. I think this Google meaning is really horrible, man. Shows everything in a fancy way. That's cool. So basically, what does cascading style sheet mean? So in HTML, all you can do is you can add text, you can add images, you can add videos, audios, and everything, but you cannot style them. Okay, you can have a bigger text, you can have a bolder text, you can have a smaller text, you can have a straight down text, you can have many things with HTML, but the only thing you cannot do is styling. So you cannot get this color here. Like in the top we have this blue color, don't we? And here in this button, right? In this button, okay, I cannot zoom in this page. This is actually different. Cool. So this button is green, right? This text is blue. This button is blue. You can see this has logo. This has a different color. This background has a different color compared to this footer here, which is white. This is lightish gray. So you cannot do this with HTML, right? You need someone who can help you do that. That someone is CSS. Okay, that someone is CSS. And the reason why we call it as a cascading style sheet is because basically CSS lets you combine multiple style sheets into one and put it into HTML. That's why it's known as cascading style sheet. Okay, cool. So now you guys learned about CSS and HTML. Okay, why it is called cascading style sheet? Again, it lets you, let's say you have 2 to 3 CSS pages, okay, 2 to 3 CSS files defining because we do this in while building applications, right? In while building enterprise applications, it's not like we write all the CSS in a single file. We break them down into multiple files, right? And then combine them when actually parsing it, right? So that's what CSS is. Cascading style lets you do that. Okay, combine styles from all the files into one single page. Okay, so let's say you have a button styles in a different page, different file, and you have the background styles in a different file. So when actually displaying the output, CSS lets you combine those things and then inject the styles. Okay, that's why it's known as cascading style sheets. Okay, so then, okay, cool. Now, just to recap everything. So we learned about web developer, we learned about web development, we learned why we need web and everything. We learned about HTML, the real meaning of HTML. We learned about CSS. So these two are interlinked. Okay, you need these two to build an amazing websites. All right, cool. Now, shall we jump into the coding part? Shall we build a simple, let's just see simple HTML tags, and then we'll just see simple CSS tags. Okay, and then I have a task for you at the end. Okay, I have a task for you. So if you guys complete that task, and then I'll also give you the Google Forms. So if you guys submit your task in our Google Forms, you will get the completion certificate. Okay, guys. Until now, I'll give you around 2 minutes of time. If you have any doubts, please do drop a text in the like in the comment box. I'll just open up my comment box. If you have any doubt, please do ask me right now, or else we'll just continue with the development part. We'll go to the coding part. No questions? Okay, so seems like there's no questions right now. So can I proceed further? Is that fine? Let's proceed. Shall we proceed further then? All right then, cool. Let's proceed further. Let me. I was thinking about using my own code sandbox, but I'll be using like I was thinking about using VS Code, but I'll be using the another portal called Code Sandbox here. The thing is, since we have a task for you guys, it would be better if I use this, so you guys can actually submit this whole sandbox to us, so that we can actually view it easily instead of using Google Drive or some zipping and everything. Okay. Actually, we can use GitHub for it, but since not everyone of you are familiar with GitHub, I was thinking about handling another workshop on GitHub only, Git and GitHub, And then in the future workshop, if you have any challenges, you guys can use GitHub to share the code. I mean, that's a very better approach, to be honest. So let me just sign in. Actually, I signed in with GitHub. I think I already have an account. What? Okay. All right. So let me create a new sandbox again, guys. So you guys can come here, click on this new create sandbox, and it will ask you what type of sandbox do you need. So all you have to select is I think it's static. Yeah, this one, static. Okay, so this one, click on this. So it will create HTML and CSS based project for you. Okay, I think I messed up by zooming it. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit. This should be fine. Okay. What was that? Oh, okay, guys, there was some new thing going on with this software that lets you see the pop-up of if someone subscribed or anything. So thank you for that guy who subscribed us. Thank you so much. So let's proceed further. Okay, you can see here we have an index.html file set up already. We have the output set up already, and we have some boilerplate code here. So I'll explain what exactly is this code right now. Okay, so first thing is we have doc type HTML here. So this first line code, what it does is it tells the browser that we are using an HTML5 document. So, okay, so this is actually optional. It's not like compulsory that you have to do, but it's actually good practice to do it. So it lets the browser know that you're using a latest version of HTML, that is HTML5, and then it will load up all the necessary support that it has for the HTML document. Okay, it's really good practice to provide that information. Okay, and then we have HTML, and then we have an attribute called language in. So that stands for language English. I mean, that's completely optional. You can remove it as well. Okay, and then there are two important tags in HTML. So one is, so first HTML is the HTML tag. So this is a very basic tag that you need. So this is the important starting point of any HTML document. The first tag is HTML. Coming to the next, we have head. Okay, head and then body. So these are the next two tags. Okay, so HTML stands for head and then body. So we have head and body. So what exactly is head and what exactly is body? Okay, let me go to Facebook again. Okay, so whatever you see in this screen right now, okay, everything that you see in this screen, this Facebook, this logo, this text, this card here, the login card, this everything that you see here is the body tag. Okay, body tag is something that's visible to in the browser or to the user, and head tag is something that's not visible to the user but adds value to this website. Okay, so basically when I just Google facebook.com, okay, let me just Google only Facebook. Okay, only Facebook. So now you can see there are some information here, don't you? Facebook, login or sign up, create account or log into Facebook, connect with your friends and everything. So where did this information come from? Where did the information come from? Let me show you where. So if I inspect this, so you can, okay. So you can see even Facebook is using doc type HTML, and we have an head tag here, right? So there are some script, you can ignore that, you can ignore this, and you can see here, right? Title, don't you think title? So you can see we have this Facebook login or sign up, same thing here. Okay, so again, this was not visible for us here, is it? But it adds value to the website. How? It defines the information of that website. Okay, that's not required by us, but it is required by computing systems like Google, Brave, Firefox, other browsers. Okay, it adds a metadata. What is metadata? Information about something. Okay, it adds information of Facebook website. And then we have also one more thing, right? You can see a create account or log into Facebook. Where did this come from? you can actually see that somewhere here. Okay, here. See, meta, description. Log into Facebook to start sharing with your friends and family. See? So head tag defines all this information. Okay, all the base information of a website. That's not required for us. Obviously, I don't want to see that information coming up here somewhere, but it is required for the thing like for things like Google and everything, Google and other people to index the website. Okay, because sometimes I just let me say I just search as Facebook instead of F. I'm gonna say Facebook, but you can say Facebook pops up first. Even though my text is wrong here, see, I just Google Facebook, but I got Facebook instead. How did this happen? Due to this informations. Okay, due to this information, Google index services or all these websites in their servers. I'm using Google server here. That's why. If you use such engine like Bing or anything, they do the same thing as well. Okay, they index everything, and depending on the way you search, okay, depending, because except P here, every other thing matched Facebook, right? So if I change P to F, it's actually Facebook. But if I change P to F to P, so almost everything matches Facebook here, right? So they compute this, they compute with all this metadata or this information about the website, and then give us the result. That's how it works. So head tag is actually very important. Okay, and I think you guys might be heard about something called SEO, search engine optimization, right? So head tag plays a major role in this. Okay, head tag is one of the thing. Okay, it's not like the only thing. It's one of the thing that plays a major role in achieving this. Okay, coming to the code again. So we have meta charset UTF-8. So basically this is a encoding style. So we have UTF-16, 32 and everything, to parse languages. So if I'm saying English language here, it's basically the encoded type of UTF-8. Okay, so if you wanna see some Chinese letters, Japanese letters and everything, I think you have to add UTF-16. Okay, it's an encoding style of text. And then we have Viewport. So Viewport is actually this one. So you can see this white thing here, right? A white screen here, right? So Viewport defines that, like you can see here, right? Width, device width. So basically Viewport says this whole page, right? This whole website, what I'm seeing, the sizing is calculated based on the device width. Okay, so right now I have a monitor that is around 2005 2K screen basically. Okay, it's the resolution on 2568, I guess. Okay, so what this code does is it says to the browser that, hey, calculate the device width, calculate this whole web page sizing or width using the device width. Okay, so if I change any width here, it is calculated. Okay, it is calculated with the base as my device width. Okay, this is very useful when you actually do responsive design. So you can see if I open some website on my mobile screen, it shows in a different way, right? So for example, if I go to Facebook and if I toggle mobile screen, so you can, let me just zoom out. Okay, so you can see here, if I go to mobile screen here, what's happening? I think they have everything as similar one. Let me just go and search for some other website. Give me a website name. Someone give me a website name, any website name. Or let me just see, toggling this to mobile screen. Okay, let me just open up another one. Give me a sec. Toggle mobile screen, and I'll search for Facebook here. Oops. Okay, now you can see, right? So look at the way I'm getting the results, and if I Google here, if I Google Facebook here, look at the way I'm getting the results here. Compare these two, right? So it's completely different, isn't it? So how is this calculated? How am I actually seeing this? Of course, this is achieved using CSS. But even though for this to work, this code is really important. Okay, so now whenever the device width changes, so right now I'm in iPhone XR device, I just make it responsive. So let me increase the device width here. Okay, so if I increase the device width, notice how all the width is changing, right? How all the width is changing? How is this possible? The browser reads this code. Okay, the browser reads this code and it keeps an eye on the device size. If the device size changes, even the width and everything changes. Okay, that's how it is achieving all this. Okay, and then this is compatibility thing, we can ignore it. Okay, and you can see title here. Okay, so let's change this title to Duolearn workshop. You can add whatever you guys want, it's completely fine. Okay, and then we have this text here, right? So again, one more thing in HTML. So you open this tag like this. Okay, you open the tag like this and you have to close it. Okay, so open it, close it, and again all the HTML tags are lowercase. Okay, nothing is uppercase, everything is lowercase. Keep this in mind, please. Okay, and then we open the body tag, we close it here. Okay, then we have h1. Okay, what exactly is h1 here? Okay, I think you guys cannot see my code. Let me zoom in some more. Okay, what exactly is h1 here? So h1 stands for heading 1. Okay, these are heading. So you know heading, right? In textbooks we have this heading and then some paragraph, again some heading and then some paragraph, right? Something like that. Okay, so heading varies up to 6 ranges: h1, h2, h3 until h6. So basically everything are different sizes. So let me just show you. h1, again we can say h2. I'll close it and then go inside h2. Okay, so h2, we'll have h3 here. See, notice this, all the headings are of different sizes. We have h1, h2, h3, right? Similarly we have until h6, so everything is different size. And then if you want to add a paragraph, you can do it. We have a p tag for that stands for paragraph. Okay, so let's say, hey, this is a paragraph. Have a nice day. Okay, you can see here the size of the text and the way of the text is presented is different, right? You can see all these headings are bold, right? All these headings are bold, but the paragraph is not bold, right? It's not bold, something like that. Okay, also we have one more tag that is small. I don't think this will have a default size, but I think this will have a same size as paragraph. Not sure about it. Yeah, it is even more smaller. So this small is actually a new tag introduced from HTML. So you can use it for a small messages, like if you are accepting an email, right, and you want to tell them that you won't spam the email or you won't misuse it, you can use spam for that. Okay, let's say your email box is here, you can have this at the bottom. Okay, then if you want to add images, you can do it. We have an image tag, that img tag, and img is a self-closing tag. What exactly is self-closing tag? Notice here, we open the tag, we add some content, then we close it, right? But image is not like that. Okay, image is self-closing tag, so it doesn't accept any data like this. Okay, it just says I have an attribute, just give me the data in that. So what is an attribute? Attribute is like a property we pass. Okay, it's like a property we pass to an HTML tag to define it. So for image we have to pass src, that is source. Where is the image from? Where is the image coming from? I have to pass that. So let me just go get an image soon. Let me go to image, copy image address, come back, paste it here. Okay, now we can see I got this. So basically what we did was, we defined the image tag and then we gave it a property called a source. So source property defines the image source. Where is the image from? So and then I gave it a string that's actually searching for this image. So now we got the image. Okay, so this is a basic HTML tags. So we have image, similarly we have videos, we have audios and everything. Okay, and then I was thinking about making this whole HTML series and everything, but we are limited by the time, right? We just have 5 to 6. So it's almost 5:45 already. So I'm just limiting all the HTML tags, but it's pretty amazing. Just Google HTML, just go to Google, just type HTML tags. You'll get a lot of amazing HTML tags to work with. Okay, it's an amazing, if you guys go and brainstorm it, like just Google and just look into what can other HTML tags do. You'll be amazed, to be honest. Like there are so many things that you can do with HTML tags. Just go Google it. Okay. All right. So let's go and look at CSS. Okay, what exactly is CSS? So how can I define a CSS? So there's one thing. So when I define a CSS, I want the users to see the styles, right? But not the content inside it. Because you can see I defined something here, right? I defined something here and that appeared here. But I don't want CSS to do the same. I just want the styles to apply. So the best place to do it is head, right? Head tag. So what we can do is we can call it tag, another HTML tag called style. Okay, there's another HTML tag called style. Okay, style. So you can define styles here inside this that will be applied to the whole document. How can we define it? So we will use HTML tags to define it. So basically you need a selector. Okay, CSS works in this way. Oops, what happened? Okay, CSS works in this way. So you need a selector here, selector, and then styles. Styles. This is how it works. Can I increase this? No problem. So I don't know whether you guys can see the arrow, but this is how it works. You have to first select which element you need and then apply styles for that. So first let's select it. For now, I'll select H1. I need to apply for H1. And what are the styles I need to apply? For that, I need to open this braces. Okay. And then I'm going to say color. I want to change the color to red. And now we can see the color is changed. I selected H1, right? And then I apply the color. Okay. Similarly, let's select H2 and apply color green. And there you go. There, save it. There we go. We got the color green. Let's select paragraph and make the text bigger. So I'm going to say font size to be 30 pixels. And it is bigger. See? Let's select the image and make it bigger or smaller or anything. So let's select the image, img. I'm going to make the width of the image to be around 500 pixels. This will make the image bigger. See? It is bigger now. So basically what we're doing here is we're selecting the element first and then we're applying a couple of styles. You can apply multiple styles here. So let me just make this font size even bigger. I'm going to say font size 100 pixels. And you can see it's more bigger. Okay. And you can see these are all same thing. And if I add another H1 here, if I add one more H1 here, the style will be copied for that as well. So let me duplicate this, change it to H1A. And you can see it's still copied. Why? Because both are H1, right? Both are H1 tag. So the styles are applied to all of them. Okay. How can I avoid this? So let's say I want this H1A to be yellow or any other blue color, something. So if I change blue here, if I change this to blue, then even this one changes blue. So how can I maintain two different colors for this? Any idea how can I maintain that? Anything? Great. So for that, we can do something called Inline CSS. Okay. This is Inline CSS. That is, we call style attribute. Okay. And then we say color blue for this and then color red for this. So now you can see this is red, but this remains blue. Okay. So this is two ways of defining CSS. There is one more way, but due to the time constraint here, I'm going to avoid saying that, but I have another workshop planned to learn more about, to dive deeper on HTML tags and CSS selectors, different way of selecting and everything. So we'll look into that. Okay, but I have another task for you where you guys can actually brainstorm all this stuff together. Okay, so this is how you can define HTML tags. This is how we can actually define CSS and apply for them. Again, this is inline internal CSS. Defining the styles using style tag inside a head tag is known as internal CSS. Okay, and defining it with style attribute here. Okay, attribute here, it is known as inline CSS. Okay, there is some other way, like you can define class here. You can define ID. Okay, and then you can also select it based on attributes such as name and everything, but that will take us some time to do it right now, but we'll avoid this for this workshop. But in the next workshop we'll look into more deeper way. Okay, how to select element using class, how to select element using ID, how to select using a name or any custom attribute that you give. Let me say I'm going to give an attribute called Pavan here. Okay, how do I select this in CSS? We look into that as well. Okay, for now there are some more details that you want to know about class, IDs and everything. We will cover that as well. Okay, now any doubts until now? I'll give you 1 minute. If you guys have any doubts, please to drop in the chat. Do you guys have any doubts? Shall I move further? Alrighty, let's move further. Okay, so coming to the task that I had, the challenge that we have for you right now. The challenge. It's a very simple challenge. Okay, it's a very, hey Ajay, thank you so much. It's a very simple challenge that you have for now. Oh wait, what happened? This goes to the right side. The first thing is explore more HTML tags. So I want you guys to explore more HTML tags. Okay, explore more HTML tags, and then create or play with them in Code Sandbox. Okay, at last share that sandbox with us. So this is the challenge. So basically what you guys have to do is explore more HTML tags. Okay, play around with them with Code Sandbox. You know how to create a Code Sandbox, right? Play around with them, add the tags here, see the output, play around with it, add some styles, play around with it, and then just share the sandbox with us. How can you share it? You can see the button here, right? Share button. Click on this button. Okay, and then you can just copy this code. Okay, copy the sandbox link, send it to us. Okay, and we will be dropping a Google form for this. Okay, I'll just add this as well, the submission will be in a Google form in Discord, WhatsApp and Telegram group. Okay, so we'll be dropping a Google form link in Discord, WhatsApp and our Telegram group. If you're not in our Discord and Telegram group, please do join it. The link is in the description. So we have an amazing thing in our Discord community. So we have an amazing community on Discord. WhatsApp and Telegram group are limited because we just kept it for official announcement purposes. But if you guys want to get in touch with me directly, or if you want to get in touch with many amazing developers on the channel, please do ping here. Okay, we have an amazing 107 community here. We have many people talking about their daily routine. We have many people sharing their issues. We also have this today I learned thing, where we just drop everything that we learned. So if I learn something today, I come and share it here so that people can learn it as well. People can understand what is that as well. So we're trying to create an healthy learning environment here. And then we have tech learnings, where we keep on dropping many, like we are trying to keep everyone up to date on the technology part. So we keep dropping many amazing releases. If there is a new article released, if there's a new library released, we drop it here. We have issues channel, where we share everything, like people come and share many issues with us. So if you want to get in, I request everyone to join here. Okay, I request everyone to come and join here. Talk to us. I'll be online here every single day. My friend, they will be online every single day. We have many people online here, including admins and everything. So if you have any doubts regarding React or full stack applications or anything, you can drop here. I'm available. I'll respond. If some other people are available, they'll respond to you. Okay. So we are basically creating a full stack developers in community here, and really wish you can join here. Okay. And coming to the challenge part, we'll be dropping the links here as well, and then even in WhatsApp group and Telegram group. So all you guys have to do is submit this link for us. Okay, and we'll verify this, and if it is very good, it's not like very good, if I see, if all you want to see is at least one new HTML tag. Okay, here we have used around 5 to 6 HTML tags, I guess, h1, h2, h3, p, small image. So other than this, at least 1 or 2 new HTML tags that you have explored or anything. Okay, it would be really great to see that you guys are doing this. Okay, and then we will send the certificate to the email that you have entered in the Google form. Okay, you will receive the certificate within 24 hours, okay, after your submission. So we'll just review it as soon as possible, and then we'll just send the certificate on your way to your email. Okay, so I'm really excited to see all your submissions. So please don't ignore this. Please do submit everything. So please do explore HTML tags. It's really great to explore something on yourself. Okay, it will be really good learning experience. Okay, with that said, we'll be ending the bootcamp here. So if you guys have any doubt, please drop a message in the chat, or else we'll end it. Okay. Yeah, Markup is a really nice tag. True. It's a really good tag. Any doubts, guys? Any doubts? You can drop it here, or you can drop it in Discord as well. So I'll just share all the Discord invite link here in the chat as well, if you guys want. All right, any doubts? I'm here. Let's end this call at 6 p.m. So if you guys have any doubts, you can drop a message here. Again, the Google form link will be shared within tonight. Okay, so I just want to give some time for you guys to play around with HTML tag, explore something. Do some time for you to complete the challenge, and then we'll post the Google form either tonight or tomorrow noon. Okay, any doubts, guys? Any doubts? You can reach me out here in the chat, or else on the Discord as well. I've posted the link here. Any doubts? And please do join our Discord group, WhatsApp, Telegram group as well. No question then. Great. I would definitely like to hear your feedbacks as well. So it would be great if you guys can provide feedback on the comment, or you also share another feedback form. I would be really glad if you guys can fill that form as well for the feedback. It would be really great to improve ourselves, to provide better value to you guys as well. Okay. All right then, with that said, we'll just end the stream here. Thank you very much for all being here. I know it's a weekend, but thank you for spending an hour sitting with me, listening to this workshop. Really grateful for that. Thank you. Goodbye.